We're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Side Dish. It's me, Doug, as usual. Landon's running the show. Amy's
Hi,
out of town.
everybody.
Out of town still. Denise is here, and yeah. So I will admit, first of all, I really like the title of this episode, "Curd Your Enthusiasm." I think that's clever of me. And then realistically, I did steal this. This is from Alton Brown, and he literally just probably did a recipe on this like 3 weeks ago, but I don't really care. I've been meaning to do cottage cheese for a while because, I love cottage cheese. Like, it is one of those things that, like, I think people either have never had it.
Excuse me, Pam.
I think there's like three things. They've never had it, they've had it and they don't like it, or they hate it, I should say, or they love it. I don't think there's like any kind of like that. And then we're going to do something called the Gold Rush, which was, and the reason I chose this not only is because Amy's not here, so she doesn't like bourbon cocktails. Lennon and I do, but this is also from a bar in the early 2000s called the Milk and Honey, and milk, cheese, ha 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 ha. So, hi Ping, we missed you very much. Yeah, I'm sorry we took off just kind of suddenly last week, but I kind of got through the day and I was getting to do something, and then I was like, you know what am I doing? People are going to be doing revelry and like, yeah. So that was just a thing of like, come on, we're better than this. But yeah, so the cheeses, you can make cheese with acid, which is what we're going to do tonight. You can make it with rennet. You can make it with, there's a few other things that you can do. But, the process is pretty straightforward to start. So what we're going to do is we're going to get this going because this milk, which is, I have 1 gallon of milk. Now, you're saying, Doug, what kind of milk do you have? Whole milk. You have to have whole milk for this. Don't bring water disguised as milk, aka skim milk, to the party, because you're not going to have enough fat content, and the curds and whey are not going to. They're just not going to be what you want. The other thing you want to be really cognizant of is when you look at your milk. Okay, a lot of milks, especially organic whole milk, is ultra-pasteurized. You do not want ultra-pasteurized. It's weird separation of the curds and the whey, and so you don't want to have the ultra-pasteurized. So just be careful that when you go and get it, you just go and get your run-of-the-mill, even store brand whole milk. That's all you really need. So, do you drink whole milk, Landon?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Whole milk is, for me, it's my favorite.
Oh, totally.
Like, that's what I grew up on, and that is just, to me, just the best. So
Yeah, we grew up on 2% when I was growing up. But
we did have 2% every once in a while,
Yeah.
but like,
I definitely now I only buy whole milk.
yeah, same. And I don't drink a ton of like milk on its own, which I do. When I do have it, I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. But as we know, the perfect loaf has milk in it, and so I use a lot of milk for that when I'm baking a lot. So, yeah, I don't know. I think cheese again is sort of cumbersome for people to like get into, but we're gonna we're gonna use vinegar as our acid tonight, but you could even use like I have fresh lemon juice here that we're gonna use in the cocktail, and you could use that if you needed to. You're gonna rinse off the curds, which we'll get to, spoiler alert, but we're gonna rinse off the curds so that even the vinegar we use is not going to linger on the curds, okay? So that's kind of what we're doing. The other exciting thing, we launched the website this week. Thank you for everybody who gave feedback and who's been going. I hope everybody likes it. It was a lot to like get all of the recipes, like in the the documents that I had and all of that, into the database to make sure that they were there, and then the display and everything. So it was good, but it was a lot of work. So I hope everybody likes it. I do have a newsletter that I'll be putting out. I didn't do one this week because I wanted to have basically the this week's episode go into it instead of last week's or 2 weeks ago. So that's what we're going to do. What else has been going on? I mean, we didn't really do much on 4th of July. Billy and Teresa came over and we made ribs and some potato salad and we hung out and just really kind of chilled. Landon went to the university, did for the first time at the football stadium. They did a very spectacular drone show. You want to tell people about that?
Yeah. I'd never been to a drone show before. Of course, I'd heard of them, but never been. And I was very, very impressed. It was really, really cool, and I thought they did a great job with it.
Yeah, I saw pictures online, and it looked very, very cool.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of people there too, huh?
It wasn't like totally full stands, but it was pretty full. Unfortunately, I made the mistake of parking in the parking garage.
Rookie mistake.
Yes. We were sitting there for the better part of an hour to get it. Not quite an hour, but
yes. There's Amy, everybody. Amy was in Colorado. She's there for the delegate assembly for the NEA. It's a full NEA, I think. Eisenhower Park. Yeah. Yes, the bowls are on full display, Deefy. So has anybody at home made cheese? I mean, is anybody out there like just kind of be like throw caution to the wind and make you cheese? Landon, have you ever made cheese? Denise?
I never have.
Let's get a new one of those. Yeah, Amy and I've made cheese before.
Mozzarella, right?
We did mozzarella, which was fun, and like used rennet for that. I think you could possibly use a different acid for that, but we'd have to look into that. You haven't made cheese on purpose. So this one.
Yes, I've had cheese growing in my milk, maybe. It's not cheese.
That's right. Representative assembly, not delegate assembly. Sorry. Thank you, my love. Amy's been gone for too long because I'm starting to get weird, and yeah. So she's got to come home sooner than later so that I don't do that. Denise, can I have the shaker too when you get a chance? Yeah, you're all good. No worries. Work has been very busy. Been working on a bunch of stuff for just like I had a bunch of inventory. So my group has computer labs that we take care of, and we have like 1,100 machines that we have to keep track of, and so. And those are inventoried, and so the asset program, which is called AssetWorks. I know this is riveting information, but it basically is I own them all, so I have to work with my crew to cleverly get all of that information updated that we have scanned them, so that they know that. So I'm supposed to be making lemon pound cake, but yeah. Everything is supposed to be at room temp. Good luck with that. That's all right. I was making a ready batch for this. Spoilers. A lot of spoilers this episode. And then it was like I had golf this morning, and so by the time I got to bed, it was way later than I wanted it to be. But it was because I didn't anticipate. I thought I had vinegar. I didn't. I forgot that I didn't need ultra-pasteurized. I needed regular milk, so I had to go to get regular milk. And it was, right at like 9:50. And so by the time I realized everything, it was like 5 minutes to 10. Grocery outlet closes at 10. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go do that and go pick up and be like the guy at 10. Oh, here, I'm just going to get something real quick. That's the dumbest. So we're going to have brats. I got some brats. I'm going to barbecue them up. I was craving them today. I don't know why. So I'm on new meds, and they have an appetite suppression portion of it. And I'm eating at really weird times now. So I eat in the morning. I kind of try and eat a snack in the midday, and then I'll get home and not be hungry. And then at 9 o'clock, I'm eating dinner. It's so stupid. It's not a good thing. So what do you need for this? So like I said, a gallon of whole milk. You're going to need vinegar. Obviously, that's what I said. We got kosher salt. I have buttermilk and heavy cream and lemon zest. Okay. So we are needing all of that just for flavor. That's what the dressing, quote unquote, is. So you'll see once I pull the pre-made curd out what it looks like. The nice part about this is you can sort of do milk. Gross. Get the hell out of here. Milk. Gross. I find the word milk to be just gross. It's like I live in an alternate universe and hey everybody, have some milk. I'm sorry, what did you say? But yeah, I don't know. Other than that, yeah, just been hanging out, like playing a lot of Civilization 5. And,
really?
Yeah, like a lot, because it's something to do at night and it takes a lot of time. So, so this is on a gentle. You're looking at probably about 25 to 30 minutes for this to get to where we want it to be. So you just need to have it. You don't want this to be any more than a medium heat. And that's kind of a nice thing to have that. The first cheese, though, was accidental. So in 8,000 years ago, they used to hold like dairy because they've been dairy farming for that long. They, what is it? Herders? Is that what they're called? Herders for cows back in the day?
It's pronounced hoarders.
No, that's two different things. Yeah, there you go, ranchers. But they had what is it? They had milk cows or goats or whatever, and so they would keep them in clay pots. And if it got too warm or it's spoiled, then naturally occurring acid would form, and then it would cause the curds to separate from the whey, and that's how the first cheeses became a thing. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting. Another interesting fact about this is Blue is very, very, very excited today. It's like just random barking at things. You can make ricotta out of the whey. So don't throw it away. And I know what you're saying. No way, Doug.
That's way cool.
Yeah, it is way cool. Any more? Anybody got any more? You want to get it out of the way? Gotcha. I got you there. See? Got him. Okay. Yeah. Must be my voice. Something's off with my voice today. Must be a little bit lower than normal.
I think he sees ghosts.
That also could be. The Little Miss Muffet sat in her tuffet eating her curds and whey? Uh-huh. This is probably what she was eating. That poem, that nursery... Yeah. I mean, yes. The nursery rhymes is from 1805. Did you know that?
No way.
Yeah.
But what is a tuffet?
I think it's her butt or like a... No, I think it's a fancy like pillow, I think.
Uh-huh. A cushion of some sort?
I'm not sure the weird eating times is the only side effect of the... Okay, first of all, I'm weird as it is. But why is it called cottage cheese?
Because they were so poor they lived in cottages?
Well, I've
heard it called farmer's cheese.
So farmer's cheese is slightly different. So the way it's because of how the curds are handled. Cottage cheese is called cottage cheese because, well, as Denise alluded to, they lived in cottages or small homes, and the first cheeses came from those households and were sold by people like that. But it showed up in America like 1830, and then again they made it in their cottages, or the farmhouse wives made it in the farmhouses. So that's how it got its name. But also that's where the cottage industry term comes from as well, because of households that were bartering or that they were doing it. That's what the cottage industry is about. So lower, that's a fun stuff. So, yeah, you make it in a cottage. See, Amy knows what's up. And then, so people needed during World War, the end of World War I, the United States started sending it with soldiers to war. And it's the same reason Landon eats it for breakfast. No, because it's packed full of protein.
Yes.
It's the dairy industry was able to provide a ton of, cheese or milk, and then they were able to sort of have it send it off to war. So, and it is not, I wouldn't call it shelf stable, but it can last a little bit longer because as long as it's kept cold. So, yes, as Amy said, farmer's cheese is smoother. And because there was meat shortages here, because they were sending it along to the troops as well, that's the other thing, is that they promoted it as a high protein snack or food for people still here. That's fun. If you ever if you were growing up in the 80s, maybe the early 90s, you probably had a parent who did a cottage cheese based diet where it was like cottage cheese and some sort of fruit or some sort of other protein together. So, Amy, didn't your dad have a cottage cheese diet that he did for a long time? I can't remember. I seem to remember that. I know my mother, that's how I got introduced to cottage cheese, because my mother ate cottage cheese all the time. And like, it's funny, there's so many different ways to eat cottage cheese too, right? So like, we were talking before the show started, like Landon eats his with blueberries, and a lot of people eat it with pineapple because of the acidity versus the smoothness of the dairy. I just eat it with salt and pepper, and it's delicious, and it's really, really good. So how do you eat your cottage cheese? That's the real question.
We had a dip we used to make. You just add a packet of Italian dressing seasoning. You get that dry packet to the cottage cheese, and then put it on a cracker. It was good.
Yeah. Fun fact, and you can, if you watch Alton Brown's episode about this too, of cottage cheese, that which is, I love this. That's why I'm repeating it. But pain. Richard Nixon's last meal in the White House before he was resigned and kicked out was cottage cheese and pineapple. It did lose its popularity in the 70s, 80s, and 90s as one of the more go-to things because of the uptick in popularity of yogurt. So,
I just read an article a few weeks ago about how there's like a run on it now because it's like a thing on TikTok. Like the influencers are like, eat cottage cheese because it's good for protein and all that stuff.
And I think people are going back to, I mean, there's a lot of, with the way grocery prices are, and they have to make their dollars go a little further, you can get a decent sized vat of cottage cheese and what do you got? Breakfasts for a few days at least, and for a reasonable price. In this case, like this gallon of milk cost me $4.58. The vinegar I already had, and the rest of it I already had. But if you're gonna, cream is gonna be depending on where you buy it. If you get, this is the Costco cream, so it's like, or it's model dairy, but it's from Costco, and I think it's like $9 for a half gallon, which is the best deal for cream in my mind. And then, but yeah. Cottage cheese, canned peaches, green beans canned, and a hamburger patty. It sounds dry to me. Yeah, I agree, Amy, that it is full of sugar. That's why it doesn't make any sense. Like I think it's because it's full of sugar that people liked it more.
Yeah.
And then you also had it like the cups, so you could just get a yogurt in a cup. But I mean, it wasn't, and that was funny because I was just thinking about that. So I don't think it was until much, much later that, and maybe I'm misremembering this, but they had yogurt in a cup. Not sorry, cottage cheese in a cup with like
some kind of
fruit
on top,
or fruit on top or fruit on the side, and it was literally like I'm like you could
Do
have.
they do that still?
They do have it somewhere. I'm not sure. There's certain brands. I don't know what brands it is, but I do know that they do have it. But they do have, cottage cheese has more uses than you think too, because before cream cheese was a thing that was really prevalent throughout like cooking, they used cottage cheese to make cheesecake. That was the base. Yeah. So you can also, again, you can watch that Alton Brown episode, Alton Brown Eats Food, and he makes a cheesecake with it, but it's really good. I mean, I don't know if that's very good, but I like cottage or cream cheese. So, no.
Cheesecake.
There it is. Whoa, what's this? What's going on here? I got a little grease spit curl going on today. I'm probably delirious because, again, I got up early and I'm definitely going to bed early. I can tell you that much. So, fruit on the side. Is that what they're? Oh, Chobani flip comes to mind. Yes. But I mean, why couldn't you just have cottage cheese with like fruit at the bottom, like a yogurt, and then you mix it up? That seems like something. Unless there's something about the
touching.
Yeah, or with especially with the pineapple, maybe I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know. So those two dogs are acting like that we're gonna have a earthquake or something. They're all being weird right now. So we're gonna make ourselves well, I'm gonna make Landon one and then me. But this is called, like I said, this is called the I didn't tell you. Yep. This is called the Gold Rush. I chose this cocktail, because like I said, it's a bourbon cocktail, but it also comes from a restaurant in the early 2000s. But that's when it was created, called the Milk and Honey. And so it has bourbon and this has honey, and we're doing stuff with milk, clever. So I need 2 ounces of bourbon. This is basically Northern Nevada local bourbon from Frey Ranch Farmers and Distillers in Falone. And right down the street from Denise's house. You can go there. Parents' house. I did see, like I was saying before we started too, is that there is a distillery out of Minden, Nevada too, which is south. So this is 3 parts honey, 1 part water. So yeah, that's what we're talking about. What do we move here? I need 3/4 of an ounce of this, so I'm just going to do this. This is going to be at the sweetness you're looking for. And then I've got our acid, which is always our friend, the lime or lemon juice. Salad with tomatoes and cucumbers. I bet you. Wait, how does Andrea not like it? It's got tomatoes and cucumbers on it.
The cucumbers and the cheese,
I guess. I thought she liked cucumbers. But... That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does sound good, actually.
Refreshing.
Yeah. That's why I think I like cottage cheese so much. Is like when you eat it, it's like bam, like just like fresh. I think that's the perfect word for
it. TV thinks it's the devil's cheese.
You don't like cottage cheese? Well, I don't know.
Oh, thank you very much, Doug.
Yeah, of course. Maybe, or maybe how she eats it. You put a little special herb in it there. Food stuff should not have a texture like that. Okay.
I like it.
Yeah? Good.
Definitely is tart with the lemon juice in it.
Yeah. So this is a variation on a whiskey sour, which is why. So so that's what the obviously the variation of it is that it's honey syrup instead of simple syrup. But you're going to get like more caramely notes overall. We're at about 114 degrees over here, by the way. We're looking to get to 180 degrees, between 180 and 190. See things. Seasoning salt. The salt that is just quote unquote seasons. You don't know what seasoning, just seasoning, but it's mostly salt.
Like a Lowry seasoned salt?
Yeah, probably something like that. Lowry's.
I would think you would just, a regular salt would be good.
Yeah. Oh, so there's a box, an Amazon box that Pim is now tormenting Lily. Lily has been laying in the box, basically covered up by one of the flaps. So
now Pim is attacking the box.
Yeah, because of course he is.
Mm.
So let's talk tools. Again, you're going to need a zester. You're also going to need, I have two variations, but you're going to need a skimmer of some sort. You can use a slotted spoon. But what you are trying to do is when we get to temperature and we add the vinegar, we definitely want to make sure that what we want to pull it out as quickly as we can so that the curds don't break apart too much. We don't want, well, let's put it this way. You can put whatever size, you can make it whatever size curd you want. But basically what you want to do is don't bang it on the side to try and get the whey out of. That's what our apparatus, which I'm going to show you here in a minute, looks like. So I have a coworker that salts their what the hell? That's
like
too
much.
That's a lot. Because like most of the meats that you put on a pizza are salty.
Yeah. Speaking of salty, I went to Chipotle away the other day.
Ooh, that is
and,
tasty.
I got a burrito, and I like their tortilla chips there a lot.
Yeah.
And normally I like stuff that's really salty, but they put so much salt on these chips, it was just too much. I couldn't eat them.
Yeah, there was something I'm trying to think what I had the other day. It kind of picked like where I was like, this is very, very salty, and I can't remember what it is now. I think I probably got takeout or something like that, and I was like, oh, it was I went to Sonic because I was out doing something, and on my way home, I was like, oh, I picked up my meds for the first time. And so I was like, oh, I'm going to go to maybe it was the next day. I don't know. Anyways, the Sonic, I got like their whatever smash burgers that they have now. Man, they were so salty. It was so salty. It was okay, but it was like the first bite I got literally was just like, I'm like, holy moly. Heavy-handed might be the so it was a little bit that, but I just was like craving. First of all, my motivation to make food because I'm not like got a lot of appetite for it is very low.
Well, and Amy's not here, so
that's the other thing.
When you're by yourself, it's not as.
Yeah, I went and got sushi like by myself the other day. That's when I got my meds because I was already out, and it was. Let me tell you, it was. Delicious.
Did you get it to go, or did you?
I just ate at the bar.
Yeah.
So. Ollie Oxenfree. The big boy himself. So we're like 125. Again, this is a slow process. You got to have some patience with this because you want to make sure. So let's talk about this while we're waiting. I have a vessel to catch whey. I have a colander, and I have a clean kitchen towel of what we would call not terry cloth, like almost flour sack of the variety. You could use cheesecloth. It's just going to be like, it's going to hold up and drain a little bit better through. So you're going to need 2 of these. And the reason why you need the other one is because you're going to take a sheet pan and you're going to throw it on here and it'll all make sense. I promise you. Just, you got to trust the process. Let's see. Amy, you're back on next Wednesday. Oh, I love mozzarella sticks.
They can be very, very good. They're done.
Well, I got wings from Pizza Plus, and I got like wings and chicken fingers, and then the thing I got was like also fried mushrooms and fried zucchini.
You were going for it.
Well, it was just like, I just got the like whatever platter it was, and it was like $10 more for basically double the wings and and I was like, okay. But I got it. It was piping. I must have showed up right after it came out. I got it home. I grabbed one of those mushrooms, dipped it in the ranch, put it in my mouth, and hot mushroom liquid filled the cavity of my mouth to the point where I went just what? And because my body went into fight or flight mode, and it was like, get that thing out of here.
Yeah.
So again, luckily Amy's not here because that would have been something else. But we only have one thing to do, I think, for our class, which is great. I think we have to do the Beth interview for we're interviewing a streamer that also works for Washington School District. This is a friend of Amy's, and so we're gonna interview her for our class. But yeah, a lot of stuff going on. It's been really hot here too, like stupid hot.
I feel like it's not as hot as it could be. I feel like generally altogether we've had a mild summer so far.
I would believe up until like this week where the temperatures have been steadily in the mid 90s. I agree with you. But like tomorrow or Monday, it's supposed to storm again. So
yeah, and it's going to cool it down.
Yeah.
It
also
looked cloudy when I came.
Also, I think there's a fire.
Yeah.
In the hills. As I was driving back down Vista, I looked up and saw it over there.
But I'm glad we haven't had any hundreds yet.
I agree. I think we're going to hit
like
there.
For being mid-July, we definitely could have.
The spring was really great. Like the spring started, we got a few hot days and then it sort of evened out, which I really, really liked. So that was good, but thanks, Ping. Yes. I love that. Also, like I said before, this website is done. If you go to the website, you can also join the Discord, which is a lot of things, a lot of ways to interact with us. But like, if you go to the website, you can click up at the top, there's a subscribe button and it'll add you to a mailing list. And then weekly, we'll send out a weekly digest of like a journal post, the recipe of the week, and the link to the episode so that you can, see what's going on there. So Ping gave me some very, very good feedback about the website, so that was very helpful when I previewed it to the Discord. See, that's the kind of stuff you get previewed to when you join the Discord. So, if that's your jam, yeah, I didn't like it. So you can do that right from your screen on your phone. You can just scroll down a little bit and click it. Oh man, I'm getting old. My back is hurting me from like. Also, today's golf was a bit of a show of the shit variety, in which, first of all, we were supposed to start on hole 18, and then for whatever reason, everybody in my group went to 9, and then we got on the green at 9, and we were all like, this is number 9. What are we doing? So then we nonchalantly just went over to number 1, started at 1 because that's where we would have gone after 18, and we just played the 18 as normal. But it was like all 4 of us were like, "This is what is happening right now," which is good because we all did absolutely terrible our first round of 9, first way through 9. So I did a 106 today. I did an even 53-53, which is a terrible showing for me. But It was fun. I had a really great group. I need to get out more.
As long as you had fun.
That's what we kept telling ourselves. Most people were having a good day. There was a few blow-up holes. I had a wonderful 10.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was pretty great. Really blew up my score because I went par, bogey, par, 10.
If you hit par holes, that's pretty good, right?
You can, yes, you have to. If you hit all pars, you're doing great.
I figure if you hit any that are par,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I was really putting very well. There was just a few that I left or right or short, but I don't know. Did you need like outdoor, like organized sports stuff?
No, not really. I go for runs. I'll do running races every now and then.
That's cool. Yeah.
I'll ski in the winter.
Man, I
I've
really
been doing
want to get back into running.
volleyball on Tuesday.
Okay,
nights.
nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is that through like the city or a local organization? Or
There's a church that puts it on.
Oh, that's
my
cool.
friend Brittany found out about.
Nice.
And if you want to get back into running, there's a running club that meets Saturday mornings just down the street from your house that I've been doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I didn't go today.
I might look into. I keep telling myself the way to do it is I just need to schedule like a half marathon or a 5K or something like that or a 10K.
Then you have a goal.
And then I'm like, I have to beat it by this date. And I have a treadmill and I really like that. So
I'm doing the journal jog in about a month.
Where's that?
It's around Reno High School. It's like a 8K.
Okay.
Kind of that part of town.
Oh man, in a month, I'd really have to put it down. I can do it. With the new
Be
meds.
good to run it with you.
Yeah, maybe I'll. Let me think about it. I need to get outside more. I've decided, even though I do go outside and garden and that kind of stuff, but like, it's too hot for it. Let's talk about some science here. So, how does what is made up? Why do we become milk, or why does milk become cheese? So there's 80% of milk is a protein called I think it's pronounced casein, and it's like they're packed in bundles, okay? And so those bundles are called micelles, and they have a negative charge to them, right? They're like bzz, bzz, bzz. The vinegar is then so they have a negative charge and then they repel each other, so that's what keeps them in a liquid form. And then you add acid to it and that kills that negative charge, which then causes it to sort of everything to start breaking down. And then that's why you can use vinegar or any kind of high pH acid. Not like high, you're not going to go like to the highest, but anyways. And then the charge hits 0, and then what happens is they crash into each other and they link up into the protein web, which is the best kind of web, and except for maybe a gluten web. And then that is what the curd is. So that separation is the whey is like sort of the non-proteins as well. Man, that box is like the best entertainment of all time.
Now Oliver's in it, so.
Oh, I didn't know
Tim
that.
is torturing Oliver.
I mean, I know cats love boxes, but man.
You don't even have to buy anything fancy.
Yeah. So why do we boil? Why do we get to 180 to 190 and not a boil? Because the proteins move faster. When you heat something up, molecules move faster. Proteins do the same thing. And then they collide harder. So then that way, when you add the vinegar to it, it's set, the protein's set faster. I like how the 23-pound cat is being bullied by the 10.5-pound cat. That's my favorite thing right now.
They're playing.
That's amazing. Yeah, so what are we at here? We're gotta be getting close.
What does it say?
We're at 152.
And we need to get to 180?
Yeah, we're getting close. And this is the way it works. I'm telling you, you do not want to rush this process because if you will, you'll scald the milk. Scalding the milk equals bad flavor. You're going to burn the milk fats and the proteins.
Sugar in it.
Exactly. The milk sugars. Milk fats. Milk has sugar. Milk has water in it. It's all these things that make it.
It's like a balanced thing.
I mean, that's why they give it. That's why people produce milk because it is a thing. I mean, to go on that topic, that's breast milk, particularly human breast milk, is super sweet. I don't know this, but I know that this is what is that's one of the reasons that it is good for babies is because of the high glucose and the high sugar content because it helps with energy and all the other stuff. So
I've got nipples. You milk me.
I knew. What's funny?
Waiting for that one.
What's funny is that Landon and I we know each other so damn well that when sometimes he just gets a look on his face and I'm like, I know it's coming. Yeah, I know it's coming. So the other thing, the scientific reason why we don't want to use ultra-pasteurized milk is because it gets blasted to around like 280 degrees for like a couple of seconds to help pasteurize the milk. That much heat, it's going to what's called denature the proteins, and they're just already getting together in the casein bundles. So when you add acid, you get feeble, it's like mushy grossness, and it's not what you want. It's not what we're looking for. So, yeah, you just need to be aware of it because again, most organic milks, especially of the vitamin D variety, are going to have, they're going to be ultra pasteurized. What does ultra pasteurization buy you? If you're not a huge milk drinker, it lasts longer. So you can have I think ultra pasteurized milk will last almost 2 months in the fridge. So I know that was going to, that's exactly, yeah. That's funny. Let's see, what else? They only pasteurize regular milk to 161 degrees for like 15 seconds. So again, that's why, what is that? 280 versus 160, which I didn't actually know. Like I know what pasteurization is and I've seen it. So my great uncles, my grandfather's brothers, they owned a chicken farm, like a gigantic one. And I went there when I was so I went to art school for like 9 months or something like that. And I was in Seattle and they lived in Marysville in Washington. And then I went there for Thanksgiving and they gave me this giant tour of the chicken farm. And they showed me the pasteurization process of running the eggs through. And so that was a really education. But milk is one of those things, like I also had a grandmother who had a farm and had cows and would drink raw milk, but also take the cream right off the top of the milk that like gallons and gallons, like just put it off to the side and then drink just heavy cream. Like 40, this is what, 40%? Yeah. 40% like heavy. I'm like, and the woman was this big around. It was ridiculous. So do you have an application? Do you have an application, people in the crowd, that you use outside of just eating it sort of raw? Well, I mean raw, that's not the right word, but eating it plain with additions.
For cream?
No, for cottage cheese. So is there like a dish, like Amy mentioned, I think Amy mentioned that there's Andrea's mom makes a cottage cheese salad with tomatoes and cucumbers, right? And cream that you can make cheesecake with it. Does anybody else use it as an ingredient to another recipe that you would have?
I've had a ricotta cheesecake and I love it. And I'm sure it's the same with cottage cheese, but and I've always thought that texture is underrated with food, but I love the texture that it gives to the cheesecake.
I agree. Yeah, I think like that's the thing. So we're gonna have a what, as I would say, I think the official measurement is a shit ton of whey when we're done with all of this, because we're gonna have basically 3 batches that we're gonna be doing with all of this. So again, you can make ricotta with that, and so we're probably maybe I'll try and make a short with it. I don't know. I don't promise anything, but I'm just saying that maybe that's what we'll do. So
my mom's Christmas Jello, the middle layer is cottage cheese and lemon.
Jack, enough.
You two want to go outside?
These dogs, they're all just like, oh, doing this one. Or they sound like, you know what they sound like? They sound like Tim Allen from Home Improvement. That's what they sound like. We're at 177. Do you want to take it? You want to give a quick look-ski here, Landon, of what this looks like?
Yes, I would.
So it's not like anything super fancy.
Boom.
But there is, I don't know if you can see, there is like a little bit of kind of bubblage, and I can see the
foaminess
heat coming up off of it. So lasagna, yeah, and that's a good one.
Yeah,
you could use that, and so I think there's a lot of. It's interesting because I think ricotta itself is also curd based, but in a different way. We can talk about that maybe in a different thing. But I've never had cottage cheese mixed into scrambled eggs.
Yeah, I'm an egg purist. I just like egg for scrambled egg.
Yeah, I'm not. Jello and cottage cheese layered dessert.
That sounds good.
Okay, I could get behind that. Especially if it was really cold.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about cottage cheese. Good. I believe cottage cheese is best eaten like when it's just like the coldest your refrigerator can make it. I think.
I could see like a crushed pretzel base.
Oh, now we're okay. Let's talk about this.
Yeah. With the cottage cheese and the Jello, especially like a lime Jello.
It's almost like we're building a pretzel, cottage cheese, Jello, pretzel, cottage cheese, Jello,
and
trifle.
Maybe like a Cool Whip.
This guy knows what's up. I think. Listen, did we just invent something awesome?
Yes.
I bet you that there's some person who's like, my mom made that in the 60s. It's called blah 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 blah. Oh. We're at 183. Turn her off. Okay, Landon, you're definitely going to want to get this, okay?
Okay.
So.
Boom and done.
So I have, this is going to be about a half a cup. Nope, it's going to be exactly half a cup because this is 16 ounces and I already took 3/4 of a cup twice out of it. So if math is correct, we have half a cup here, which we do. So you're going to need another 1/4 of a cup. Okay. This is going to happen very quickly. So we're going to mix this in. And we're going to just gently mix it around here because we want to make sure that we get it done. And you can start to see.
Oh, it's already happening.
The white, which is that protein bond, and then the whey as it separates out together. So,
the magic of science.
It is amazing. Science is the best. So, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Doug, what do we do now? Well, in real life, you're going to wait 1 hour. But through the magic of side dish, you do not have to wait 1 hour. Okay?
Oh, I love it.
So we are going to move this guy. And we are actually going to...
That was impressive that you held all that with one hand from the side.
I'm very strong.
Yes.
Okay. We do not need any heat. So I'm going to move my friend here over to here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to... What is that? Is that a fruit fly? Just ignore that. I have magic of TV. I've made that. Too many layers. Nah. Okay, so you can see what's happened here during that one, basically hour-ish wait we've been doing here.
If you switch the spots, we could do the overhead.
Oh yeah, we can do that. So I'll show you real quick and then we'll switch back. Oh, I just dinged. So if you look, you can see how they've clumped together like that? We want to keep that as much as we can. We're going to take this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch back and then we're going to start to spoon our friend the curd. And we're going to get close here because I want to get this. And I do not want to like do that too much because or push it down like this because I don't want those curds to get like broken up. So you want to, it's okay if you get a little bit of the whey in there because that's what the whole draining is all about.
Now, Doug, this might be a silly question.
Yes, Landon.
But what would happen if you just poured the pot into the cloth?
You could do that, but I think you would need a big enough vessel to hold all the whey. And this one might do it, but also it would come up to the bottom and it would have, it would just be sitting in a bath of whey, which you don't necessarily want.
Okay.
Now, for the sake of time, we are not going to, we're gonna skip a step, but it's gonna be fine. Because realistically, we're already going to drain out. We're gonna have it drain out as much liquid out of it as possible. But realistically, what's gonna happen here is we need to wash these curds. And if you wanted to do this in a way that is like, oh, I want to get as much liquid out of this before we do that, you'd have to wait 15 minutes. So the recipe does say that. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy.
What do you mean, Amy?
Yes. What does that mean? That.
It seems like it's pretty good at grabbing that stuff.
It is. That's why I wanted to. Oh man, there's a cat that is full of piss and vinegar, and his name is Pim.
Mm.
Okay. Now to your point, Landon, we have to do something with this whey. So what this sort of does this thing real quick, I'll show you what we're going to do and then we'll go to the next step. So like I said, I already made a batch, so we have the whey here from that batch. This, contrary to popular belief and how it looks, is not lemon lime Gatorade.
I was going to say it's like a neon yellow.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed.
This is much taller, so you're kind of right up on it, So what we are going to do, to your point, like you said, we are going to just strain this even more. Now, you may be able to see some kind of brown spots in here. That is because this was made at a little higher temperature, so there is some scorch marks, but it's not too bad. So. Mm-hmm. That goes in there. This goes. Oh. I gotcha.
One-handing it again. Now you're just showing off, Doug.
Okay. So now we're going to take this, and we have the colander here, and you're just kind of going to have to maybe move the big camera, Landon, to show sort of what's happening. Because all we're really going to do here. It's a great sound, everybody. Mm-hmm. And we're going to take cold water, and this is going to do two things, okay? the two things that it's doing. One, it is going to wash the liquid or the vinegar out of the curds. And again, see how I don't have this on very high. So I am just going to kind of give this a little bit of a toss with the, cloth is going to be very handy in that. And you're going to kind of just get as much of the vinegar out of it as you can. The other fun thing is the laws of thermodynamics in action. We are putting colder water than the top of that, and it's going to cool down the curds. Now, that's pretty good. So we're going to gather up the sides. You've seen this with other applications, but in this case, we are going to get it into a tight ball. Now, again, we do not want to over squeeze too much, but you want to get it where we want to get as much liquid out as possible. And you're just going to squeeze gently. You're not putting it in a chokehold here. You're just getting as much of this kind of liquid as possible. So get it taut and squeeze. And you'll see this is what we're going to do next, is kind of how we break back up the curd. Okay, so there we go. We're going to take that, we'll add it to our curd mix over here. Waste not, want not. We now take our other lined, this is going to, you could continue to press this if you wanted to, but don't worry about that. Just get it onto the dry towel, because this is also going to help dry the curd. And really what's going to happen here is,
can you move that a little to the side a little bit?
This?
Yeah.
Where
the cheese?
Oh, yes. You'll see.
I'm doing picture in picture, and it's the one of the pictures is covering the other picture.
Oh, I gotcha. Hold on. Here we go.
Perfect.
Okay. So what we've got here is we're just going to take this, and again, you don't need to break this up too much. Just get it to a point where you spread it out pretty evenly. Again, break it up, but don't get too crazy. And now you're going to, this is where we're going to season it, okay? So we want to have we're going to take about a teaspoon of our kosher salt. I'm just going to, it's like a decent pinch. And you're just going to kind of get it there. And I did a little bit, just to make sure you get your full teaspoon. Use your dancing phalanges. And you're going to mix it together so that it's evenly seasoned throughout. And again, so you can see the kind of the individual curds and their the size difference. If you wanted large curds, don't break it up as much. Depending on your application, that's what you got. So this is going to rest for 5 minutes, and then we're just going to talk about what happens next, because it's not terribly too exciting. But you're going to then take that and put it in a container, okay? In that container, so what I did is I just actually, to mix it the way I wanted to, I just put it back in that guy. This guy is a good vessel, because what you're going to do is you're going to add basically the zest of 1 lemon. And you can just add this in here now like this, okay? That's just going to brighten it. It's going to add that. You're going to then take your cream, which I believe we take 3/4 of a cup. So that's where our friend Gonna give us a little rinse out. We have 3/4 of a cup of cream. And then I have buttermilk. And that's going to give it a little of the tang that you're kind of used to getting from the...
Now you can get old.
Yes. It's also good. That's also a good thing. Okay.
Oh, I did something.
Uh-oh.
Never mind.
We're back. Okay. So while that drains, so what's going to happen is you're going to take your curds and you're going to put it in this mixture. This is the dressing. Okay. And then you're going to toss it. And you're just going to get it coated. And then you're going to put this in the refrigerator overnight, 12 hours minimum. And what's going to happen is you're going to get a container. Cottage cheese? That's all right. It's going to be fine.
I can say that because it's an actual measurement.
You're going to end up...
It's a scientific term.
You're going to end up with cottage cheese. And look, it's even in a pretty vessel. Mm-hmm. If you notice, I did the whole thing today. The picture, I did a whole setup. It was very, very tedious and made me a little bit worried. But why it looks a little dry, okay? And there's a reason for that. Is because the curds soaked up the cream and the buttermilk. So what you're gonna do, I'm gonna avoid Denise here, and I'm gonna take just a tablespoon.
Can we move it to the side a touch?
Here?
Perfect.
Okay, perfect. And then we're just gonna kind of give it, again, 1, like 2. Because you know when you get cottage cheese, it has sort of liquid with it. Same. Yeah. This is what we're doing here. And then we're going to do very similar where we're going to do 1 and then 2. We're just going to kind of give it a turn. I'm going to move this for you. And again, to your liking. So you're going to just kind of dress it. Try not to like super combine things, but, and if you want, you can do it per vessel. You can do it, if you want more, if you got a bunch of people. So that's what we're going to do. Wait, Amy is sending me a picture. Okay. I'm going to give Do you want a little, what would you like? I don't have any fruit, but. Just want a plain?
Sure.
I'm gonna dress mine with a little salt and pepper, but Denise?
I think I'm gonna try it plain and see how you did.
Yeah, I tried it already. I can tell you. Not terrible. Not terrible. Actually pretty damn good and refreshing. What I would do is, I would put more cream and just get it kind of in a bath of it, but that's just me. The real question is, does it taste like cottage cheese?
I like the lemon in it.
Yeah, it brightens it, right?
It does.
Yeah. And that's
it tastes like it's. I eat cottage cheese all the time, and it feels like it's kind of more bright and fresh than like stuff you buy at the store.
Yeah. And I'm good. I like that. I'm going to give it a little bit more salt for me, and I'm going to put a little black pepper in there because that's what I like. But I'm really excited about this because Amy and I have been talking like we both really like cottage cheese, and to have something that, obviously cottage cheese is not a thing that is like super, there's not a lot of ingredients in it, obviously, but to know what you've made it with is even better than that. So
I do really like the lemon.
Man, the cream, like adding more cream just to individual bowl, is what I would recommend doing. The flavor of that, in addition to the lemon, salt, and pepper that I just put in here, this is really, really great. Again, you know, you can't go, Alton Brown gets it done. But I think like...
You should make a cheesecake with this.
Doritos dip. Okay, well, I make what? I'm sorry?
A cheesecake.
I should make a cheesecake with this.
Yeah, it's good.
It's that, you know what's funny? It almost feels like eating a dessert, but not eating a dessert. Because I think the brightness of the dairy.
Lemon for sure.
Yeah.
And the lemon does not overpower.
No.
That's the thing that I think is most people get afraid of is the lemon.
It's a hint.
It's gonna, but it adds that, the oil gets in there and you mix it up and it's the brightness of it. So amazing. All right, everybody, we did it. And we're only 10 minutes over. I mean, quote unquote. Like I said, if you're new, please like and subscribe. If you're not new and you haven't done that, shame on you. We love you anyways. Again, go check out the website, sidedishcooking.com. Lots of good stuff up there. These recipes will, and the episode links and everything will show up tomorrow, or should. And we'll be here next week. And it's going to be fun. I love you all. Thank you for being here. And this cocktail is also excellent. Landon killed his earlier, and I almost made him another one. And then I was like, maybe I should pace it a little bit. Just, you know. But remember that to be kind, to be loyal, give grace where you can, and do something nice for somebody next week. We love you very, 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 very much. And see you then. Bye-bye.